finally we figured out the way to really crack. Oh, knight c5. Okay. I was thinking, okay, we finally figured out a way to crack Noctie's position, and here comes Noctie with a blow. Okay, it's never over until it's actually over, right? Hello everyone, my name is Emil Stefanov, International Master, and in this video I will walk you through weekly scenario number 7 in Noctie. As always, if you wish to practice this position for yourself, make sure to follow the link in the description. Let's get started. This weekly scenario comes from the Positional Mastery course from Lavinia Valcu, the youngest ever member of the Swedish women's national team. Now, in this position, what we can see is we do have the 2 bishops. So that is going to be a long-term advantage. Also, what we can see is we have control over the queen side. As we can see, we've pushed our pawns very nicely, and we are taking a lot of squares from potentially these knights. As we can see, the knights don't really have the best squares currently. At some moment, I'm assuming Noctie is going to really try to get a knight to come to d4. That is the one square that the knights want to go to. So at some moment there might be some reroute, move the queen away from the e8 from the e6 square, maybe to like e8. Well, I guess this knight has to move. So yeah, it's not necessarily easy for Noctie, but I'm assuming that's going to be the plan for black, as they don't really have anything else other than the d4 square as an outpost. As we can see, the bishop on g7 is also not the strongest piece. Yes, it's defending the king, but outside of that, it's not really doing much. And yeah, we can both see that both sides have control over the d-file, so nothing exciting is going to happen over the d-file if a lot of rooks get traded. So because we have more spatial advantage, we have more control over key squares, our pieces are easier to maneuver around. We probably don't want to trade. We don't want to trade all pairs of rooks. We probably could get away with one pair of rooks being traded, but we probably want to keep a pair of rooks just to have some pressure on the position in the eventual opening of the position, that is. So the very first move that I'm attracted to is pawn to c5. Now, the reason why is I can see this d6 square is a little weak, so there's a lot of ways that the rook could get kicked away from that square, but it might be nice to just put some more pressure on the pawn. And also we're attacking with c5, we are attacking rook d6, which does attack the queen, and currently the queen is trapped if we play c5. So that's really what I'm liking. c5, just grab some extra space in the center and on the queen side, put some pressure on this pawn. As we see, Noctie plays knight g8. Yes, that's probably to do with rook d6, just saving the queen. The knight on e7 wasn't really doing anything. So as we can see, Noctie is going to try to improve that knight, maybe go to f6, maybe put some pressure on the pawn on e4. Let's see. Our weakest piece in this position is our bishop on g2. So due to that move c5, I'm already looking at a very nice diagonal for this bishop. So I'm just going to play bishop f1. As we can see, an excellent move. Noctie blitzes out knight f6 against me. Okay, I don't want to play bishop c4, right? Because queen takes h3 and knight g4. There's a little bit of counterplay. No need to allow such counterplay. Let's just take it easy. Play king g2. As you can see, excellent move. Defend the pawn, defend the knight. No problems. Noctie plays b5. Okay, so basically Noctie saying, hey, you're not going to get bishop to c4. And that's quite fine with me. I'm going to play a4 because that's the usual way. We don't want to keep things locked on this side of the board. Although a5 is going to look impressive. The opponent's pieces have no squares to go to. But we want to keep an open file, as I mentioned earlier, so we have ways to infiltrate the opponent's position. I'm going to play rook a1, which is a great move by Noctie, but also if Noctie were to play rook a8, counter me on the file, I would have had rook d6, which would have been great. Just attacking the queen, attacking the pawn on c6. So knight f8, as mentioned, this is really what Noctie's trying to do. Just get a knight to the d4 square, and the knight's going to be very powerful there. So here, what I'm assuming is that we want to do is a very long and steady plan of just getting the bishop to b3. That'll be pretty fun. Just move the bishop to d3, move the queen, move the bishop to c2, move it to b3. That'll be fun, but it takes a long time. It takes 1, 2, 3 moves just for the bishop, 4th move for the queen. It's not the easiest, but it would be great if we could do that. Obviously, the other option is h4 and king h2, bishop h3, but the problem is we do give away the g4 square for the enemy knight, so I don't want to do that either. So let us think. Here, as I mentioned, we could get away with one pair of rooks being traded, but not both pairs of rooks. We want to keep a pair of rooks just so we're able to put some more pressure in the inevitable opening of the file. A cool tip here is don't rush a takes b5. You can play that at any time, and b takes a4 is never a good option because it only creates very easy targets for us. So if you have such tension between such pawns, don't initiate a b5 immediately. Wait for it and do it at the right time. So currently there's no need to rush with that move. I am wanting to probably put some more pressure on this pawn because the moment the queen moves and this knight comes here, this pawn will be extremely weak. But then I'll be opening up the bishop's diagonal. So yeah, I think this bishop now has no purpose, right? The pawn's well guarded. So I'm gonna just play bishop d2 so we can see excellent move. So we're just gonna reroute it to c3 because we do put some pressure. 98, that actually... I actually don't know what Noctie's trying to do with 98. I thought Noctie was going to move the queen. I guess it's protecting the pawn. I should never be worried about f5 because it only opens up more diagonals. So that'll be very scary for Noctie if Noctie were to do that. Bishop c3. I'm just going to continue logically. Knight c7. Okay, so maybe I could have taken a takes b5 now that I think about it. Just to get away with the option of knight takes b5. But... don't think, again, as I said, I don't think we should worry about this. I think it's perfectly fine. Yeah, again, the knight's trying to go to e6. Now, I did mention that this was kind of the reasons why when there was a knight on f6, I didn't want to play h4, king h2, bishop h3. But now it looks like a great plan, actually. Although, yeah, I think one knight is definitely bound to be placed on e6. Maybe like queen f6, after h4, king h2, knight e6, bishop h3. Oh, wait, we can't even play king h2. Our knight will be hanging. Okay. So how do we make progress? I think it's probably about time we play b5, just to get the rook open. But I'm worried about all the rook trades that could happen. Our knight's good, our bishop's good. Maybe we slide over and put some more pressure on the e5 pawn. Maybe we force f6. Because if we force f6, I mean, this bishop is just like a pawn. It's not really good. So, yeah, maybe we play f6 and then h4, king h2, bishop h3 will make more sense. Also, we have additional options of just doing the little walk that I showcased. Or that I attempted, that I want to attempt. Let's play queen b2. Noctie says it's okay. Obviously, there's rook d1, but Noctie didn't even go for it. I thought maybe ba4. I would have had to be careful there. I thought I should be okay, regaining the pawn eventually, but now I'm very keen on this bishop d3 move. Very, very keen. Just doing what I said. When we are in positionally dominating positions, we just have to take it slowly, right? Strategically we're winning because our pieces they just have more space. We have more space to maneuver around, and even though there's no certain way for us to crack open the position, eventually that's going to happen. So that's why I was so happy when I forced f6, is because now this bishop has no control over the d4 square, or no pressure over the d4 square. So in the inevitable knight d4, there's going to be one less attacker or one less defender from black side. So as I mentioned, I'm just gonna continue with my... Is it time for ab5? I'm never quite certain, but I don't think we need to rush it. I could just maneuver the bishop there and we'll figure it out. Yeah, Noctie says it's green. That's fine. It's always hard to envision when exactly do we play a takes b4. Okay, knight e6. I'm just gonna continue. Oh, Did I blunder? I guess I blundered. Where's the blunder exactly? Oh, is it take? But I'm gonna take with the bishop. Maybe this was something we missed, but how so? Okay, let me go back. Noctie said this was not a great opportunity for bishop b3. I like that plan. Oh, maybe we just slide the rook over, but then knight d4. I guess we're always controlling it. Or is it ab5 time? Knight b5, rook a6, we win a pawn. Let's say ab5. Okay, maybe it's time for ab5. So let's play ab5. ab5. Okay, so no trickeroos with knight b5 anymore. I mean, I quite like rook a7, but rook a8. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, ain't it? We're trying to play rook b7, but then the other rook will go there, so we just have to be patient. That's all I think it is. Our rook is covered. Maybe we go here. Our rook's covered, so if rook takes d1, bishop takes d1, we're all good there, and the bishop will come through b3. Or we can even slide the queen over to a1. Okay, don't trade, but oh, okay. I'm running the risks of losing my rook. Okay, this is one of those scenarios where it's as if I was talking. You don't want this to happen, yeah? You don't want this to happen. Although we have rook b6, what am I talking about? I mean, the rook is actually awkward, but not bad. So let me... Okay, mistake. Okay, all right. The rook does escape. Oh, never mind. We just missed an idea. Let me go back. I didn't like this because it traded the rooks in a very unfortunate manner. Maybe we just keep a pair of rooks, but then rook a8 is gonna happen. So maybe we improve. Okay, maybe we take once and then we play bishop b3. That could be it. Yeah, we have we have a dominating position, but we're just missing one little thing. Just one little thing to really seal the deal. Yeah, the moment all the rooks are traded, as I mentioned, I don't like that. Noctie has found just ingenious ways to defend, basically covering here, always ready with rook a8, always ready with rook dx. This knight's covering. My bishop, although great, it got blocked. This knight has to kind of stay here, otherwise knight d4. Well, I guess knight d4 is not the end of the world, but yeah, this will be great if I could just, grab my knight and move it all the way to a5, put some pressure on the c6 pawn, but maybe I should have done that way sooner instead of all the travel with the bishop, because it looks impressive, but that's just about it, I guess. Let me try bishop b3, and then rook takes d1. I'll take rook takes d1, and then I'll just have to think. I guess I just have to save, as I mentioned, save a pair of rooks. It would be ideal to do so, I think. How does Noctie make progress? Okay, rook e1, not the greatest. Maybe we needed to play rook a1, force rook a8, and then go back to e1. That's probably better. I'm going to play h4 here. Not the greatest move again. Okay, Noctie's getting some chances now. We always have rook d1 there, so I was never quite worried. Just a good position for us, but I seem to not be able to find really the breakthrough. How exactly we dominate. So maybe rook a1. Okay, after trading the rooks on a8, we could put pressure with queen a2. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're on the right track. Okay, so rook a7. Okay. We're not rushing with any... Whoa. My goodness. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Holy. That came out of nowhere. I can't even go... I can't even do a lot of things that I wish to do. Wow, that came out of nowhere. That shocker came out of nowhere. So that's why Noctie didn't want to play h4. Let me go back. Yeah. This is quite unfortunate. Let me go back. Let me not play H. Yeah. Let me actually go back all the way here because I know it's Rook A1. Yeah. There we go. We know it's Rook A1. I just realized that once Rook A8 happens, takes knight takes A8. We have some Queen A2, and we do infiltrate with the Queen, which is nice. At some moment, we probably take on E6 just to kind of mess up the knight formation. Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean right now. Blunder. Yeah. We didn't. I didn't want to do it right now because my Noctie could still attack me on the A file. So yeah, not right now. Not right now. Let's see. There's some Rook A5, Queen A2. I like that a lot. Why do I keep... Okay, it's a good move. I was like, why is that a blunder? I just want to play Queen A2 and put a lot of pressure on Noctie's position. Although if I was going to do that, why didn't I do Rook A7? Yeah, Rook A7. Why am I complicating my life? Yeah, I wanted to do that. And then Queen A2. And yeah, we have some good position. Good pressure. Okay, I think we're finally getting closer to the victory. Okay, H4, don't play that. We already know why. Don't attempt that. Do not try that. Right. So now we just really need to figure out a way to infiltrate. I think Queen A5 is great. Just slow infiltration. Attack the C6 pawn. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of Queen E7. Okay, just don't blunder anything, right? Queen B6, knight D5, we can always take it and take this guy. Queen B6, Rook 98, Rook A. Yeah, I don't think there's any problems. Queen B6, as we can see, slowly but surely, we're making our way into Noctie's position. 98, we're just dominating, but that one last strike, I always think I'm super close, and then it just kind of feels like we're super far away, no? It always feels that way. So how do we make progress here? We really need... Somehow we need our knight to do something. Obviously, if it goes to A5, that'll be great. We can't do anything with the rook. The knight's covering that area very well. Bishop H6 will be Noctie's next move, just to kind of get that bishop a little more active. So I'm actually not sure how we proceed here. Like, how do we make really good progress? Yeah, some G4, G5. I mean, that looks very risky, but I mean, sometimes desperate times calls for desperate measures. Yeah. Okay, never mind. It's not one of those times. I wanted to, like, yeah, obviously that's kind of the reason why G4 is such a bad move. I just kind of wanted to open up the position to where my knight could actually be doing something. My knight on F3 and my bishop on C3, they're not doing as much as I wish that they're doing. Bishop D2, bishop H6, we trade those bishops. And it's not the end of the world, but it's not the best thing ever either. Maybe if we could play F4, but we already know that's not the greatest thing ever. Knight D2, the knight's not doing anything, right? We would like it to get to A5, but it takes forever because we put our bishop on B3 there. Queen on B6 looks amazing, but nothing else than that. We have some Queen B8, but Queen also is not doing much there either. I like the Queen on B6 though, because it's putting pressure on the C6 pawn. Although next move is what? Knight C7 to E6, but then we have some Rook A8. No, we don't have Rook A8. All right, let's go ahead and go back. I don't see a way that we could. Yeah, I don't see a way that we can proceed. So let's go ahead and go back. We definitely have pressure, but I just wish these two pieces were doing something more. Let's go back quite a while, actually. I think when we had a pair of rooks, we were doing pretty good. So about here, yeah, we still had a pair of rooks. So that was nice. Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with bishop c3. I think Noctie said it was a good move. So I'm pretty fine with that. And f6. Okay. Noctie is committing to f6. But now maybe, as I said before, maybe not this way, but maybe the other way, yeah? Now that f6 is played. Let me try that. Yeah. Okay. Because it felt like it took forever to get the... It felt forever to get the bishop there. And... yeah, bishop h3, just keep playing. Or actually, before bishop h3. Whoa. Before bishop h3. No, I'll take with the queen. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll get queen b3. There we go. So, okay, so we're stopping the knight. I guess we're kind of getting the same scenario where last time AB happened. And we just didn't really have anything on the A file, did we? Maybe we need to play... Maybe I need to play rook a6 before knight c7. Because every time this happens... Well, I guess now the bishop actually controls d7 and e6. So it's a little better. And we're going to play rook b7. We're not going to trade. That's right. There's no knight d8. Okay, so I think we finally figured it out. Where the bishop was actually way more useful. And now what do we have here? I think we have a very nice position for tactics. If I'm wrong, I don't think I'm wrong, but I think I'm sensing some tactics. Take fe5, bishop e6. The goal is that if you take with the knight, obviously I take your queen. But if you take with the queen, I have knight g5. The problem is if I take with the bishop, queen e6, attacks my queen, queen e6, knight e6. I don't have anything. So that's kind of why I'm thinking bishop e5, which is an excellent move. Finally, we figured out the way to really crack. Oh, knight c5. Okay, I was thinking. Okay, we finally figured out a way to crack Noctie's position, and here comes Noctie with a blow. Okay, it's never over until it's actually over, right? Okay, what's happening? So my bishop is still attacked by fe5, but if I take bc5, fe5, knight g5 check. The enemy king is in a little bit of a danger, or not just a little bit, a lot of danger. So I think we're okay there. Obviously, our rook's being attacked, so if we take rook c7, then Noctie could play queen c7 for just a lot of things. So I'm going to take, which should be fine, because again, we're getting to the g5 square, which is really what we want. And now we're going to play knight e6, and finally... I think finally we're able to... Wait, knight e6, rook c8, knight g7. Okay, there we go. Rook c8, knight g7. Unless I'm missing something obvious, like queen f6. But there is no... Oh my goodness, wait. It's getting scary. It's getting scary. Rook a2, rook a1. Okay. I think I made a mistake. Oh man. Rook c7, queen f2, bishop g2, rook a2, rook c8. King h7, knight g5, king h6. Just no way to make further progress. Although we have queen f3 there. Okay, I think we survived. Whew. This was a close game. We had to really put in everything into work. But there it is, rook c8 check. And I mean, I could be fancy and play queen f3 right away. But I'm gonna give a check and then defend with queen f3. Just in time to defend, and should be winning now that we're up an extra piece. My goodness, that took a while. Noctie is a fierce defender, and it's never easy, never quite easy. We always had the pressure, even in the previous scenario where I had to take back. We kept having the pressure, but not the victory, right? We couldn't really figure out the best way to really make sure that we have that kind of a breakthrough, as we did with bishop takes e5 in this situation. So here we just need to capitalize. We have an extra pawn, so I'm gonna just do everything possible to protect it, and essentially, figure out a way to get my pieces moving. Trading sounds great to me, so I don't think Noctie is gonna want to trade. Oh, Noctie does trade. That's fine, and we just need to get this bishop active. So I'm gonna play king h3, really allow the bishop to move, and it should be pretty smooth sailing afterwards. Bishop f1, and we're gonna play bishop c4 if the rook moves, or just play c6. let's see. How do we actually... I really want to keep my pawn, but I understand that that's probably going to be really hard. Let's see. I mean, I could always take a while. Why not? Why not? Why not? We have an extra piece, so why not? Yeah, just get it to b7, and eventually that's going to promote the pawn all the way. There we go. c6 next move has been successfully... I'm going to actually put the bishop on d5. Controls more squares this way, and then c6. It's not going to escape. The check doesn't do anything, and then I'm actually going to pre-move c6, and then... Oh, we could have also played rook a8 as well, but rook a7 now, and yeah, we can clean up these pawns over here. We can play c7. Anything here wins. But yeah, what a game, yeah? I had to try a couple times to just really figure out where do I have the win. Just gonna avoid all the checks and clean up. Many ways to do it. I'm just gonna keep taking the pawns. Fastest way. Just get my king around, push this pawn, promote it. Rest is history. And not still, mate still. And then checkmate. All right, that's how you do it. Took a while, but slowly, steadily keep improving the position and try to think how you can improve your light square bishop. I think that's going to be the main thing. If you can improve your light square bishop, the game becomes extremely easy because the opponent Noctie doesn't have a light square bishop. So when you play c5, you're clamping on the dark squares, and then with your light square, you're able to utilize the weaknesses that are in Noctie's position. So good luck in your games, and I'll see you at the next one.